Hare Krishna. Welcome to our channel Droplets of Nectar. Today we'll be seeing the fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Transcendental Knowledge. In the last chapter, chapter, Krishna very nicely concluded by saying how to conquer lust. Krishna says lust initially rises from the matter, then attacks the senses, then the mind, then intelligence, and finally it also attacks the soul. Krishna said, Indriyani parani ahur, Indrebhya param manah, manasastu parabuddhir, yo buddhe paratastu saha. So Krishna finally says, soul is higher than intelligence and it is higher than all other bodily parts. So one should not try to conquer over the mind and intelligence first, because they are more powerful than the senses. Hence, in this chapter, Krishna will be giving the divine transcendental knowledge which are given to Raj Rishis, and by this knowledge one can conquer over the lust. So this whole chapter is having 42 shlokas. In this chapter we will be firstly seeing the division of all these 42 shlokas. We will not be going into the depth. This is the bird view of the 42 shlokas. Hare Krishna. The first 4 shlokas explains the lineage of transcendental knowledge. In the first 3 shlokas, Krishna is telling Raj Rishis understood this science in the disciplic succession, and that disciplic succession is explained here as Krishna gave that knowledge to sun god, then it was given to Manu, then Manu gave that same knowledge to Ikshvaku king, and then it is given to the other future kings. But afterwards this knowledge is broken. That parampara, that lineage was broken, and hence Krishna has started this lineage again by explaining the same knowledge to Arjuna. Then in the 4th verse, Arjuna asks this question. Very nice question Arjuna asks. Arjuna says, sun god is born before you, so how it is that you speak to him? So how you went to sun planet and spoke to sun god Vivaswan? So this is a very nice question Arjuna is asking to Krishna, how that you met sun god. So Arjuna is not blindly believing on Krishna and asking him all sorts of questions. So this says how one should ask to Guru, not in a challenging way, but to clarify one's doubt. Then in 5th to 10th shloka, Krishna very nicely clarifies Arjuna's doubt by saying the divine nature of his own appearance. Krishna says in 5th chapter, 5th shloka, Krishna says that Krishna remembers all his previous appearances, but Arjuna, being only a Jivatma, only a living entity, cannot remember. In the 6th shloka, Krishna says the uniqueness of the time and purpose of Krishna's appearance and the result of properly knowing about it. So in this shloka, Krishna explains that how by knowing that Krishna's identity, Krishna's uniqueness, one will be freed from his karma and freed from his actions. In the 11th to 15th shloka, Krishna, the creator and culmination of all the paths. Krishna says, Krishna reciprocates with the worshipper's mood. Whatever mood worshipper will be worshipping with, Krishna will reciprocate to that particular mood, and Krishna doesn't interfere in the supreme will of the living entity. In the 12th verse, Krishna says, people worship demigods for quick results. They don't want to wait, they don't have patience. But Krishna, so according to the nature of the living entity, Krishna has created the four varnas, Guna, Karma, Vibhagashaha. According to their qualities and according to their karma, these four varna have been created. Then Krishna's work doesn't affect him. Krishna says here in this 14th shloka, very clearly Krishna is explaining how whatever Krishna does not affect anyone. Krishna is the liberator. Krishna has liberated souls worked by understanding Krishna. Krishna says in 16th verse that 16 to 24th verse is stating understanding karma on the platform of Gyan. So by understanding the Gyan Yoga, one can do his own karma very nicely. In the 16th shloka, the intricacies of the karma are explained and it is clearly told Gahana Karmana Gati. Intricacies of the karma are very difficult to understand. What karma result will be obtained by which person is very difficult to understand. Which karma of us is entangling us in our daily life is very difficult to understand. So in the 19th and the 24th shloka, so Krishna is saying, seeing inaction in action. If we are performing action, then how can we be free from their results, free from the bondage of that particular work? Krishna is explaining that, and very clearly Krishna is explaining about the symptoms of detached worker. How a worker will be detached and again be attached. Then in 25th to 23rd shloka, Krishna is attaining the Gyan through Yajna sacrifice. Finally, in the 25th to 29th shloka, Krishna says, in the 25th one, there are different types of sacrifices. Demigods worship, Brahman worship, sense enjoyment, self-control, and so on. So these are the various kinds of sacrifices. We should choose what we should do according to our own level of understanding. Then in the 30th shloka, Krishna says, what is the purpose of sacrifices? Is the purpose of sacrifices only the development of Gyan, or the purpose of sacrifices is destruction of the sin, or the purpose of sacrifice is to attain the spiritual realm? There are three purposes of sacrifices: development of Gyan, destruction of sins, and attaining the spiritual realm. Then finally in the 34th verse to 42nd verse, the method and the results and glories of attaining Gyan is described. With this, chapter ends. So, in the 34th slok, Krishna is very clearly explaining attaining Gyan from a Guru by surrendering, by inquiring, and by serving him properly. 35th to 38th shloka says the results and glories of Gyan Yoga. No bewilderment, pure vision, and destruction of sins. So by performing Gyan Yoga, one can get rid of all kind of sins. In the 39th to 42nd shloka, Krishna is telling the role of faith in acquiring Gyan. One should have faith in whatever he is doing. Who can and cannot attain Gyan? Reaction free work, and again Krishna is inspiring Arjuna to rise and fight with full transcendental knowledge. In this way, this chapter, bird view of this whole chapter, fourth one, containing 42 shlokas, ends here. The detailed explanation of this chapter will be seen in the further videos. Hare Krishna.